if you are new, this channel is essentially, oh, Happy New Year. So picture that in your mind, and you're on the internet now. It's dishwasher. It's wishwasher. It's dishwasher. Wishwasher. Welcome. My name's Matt. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know that this is my first week back after Christmas. And if you are a regular viewer, you'll have watched my last video, which is a week before Christmas, where I happened to mention that I got jury duty this week. I've got out of it, so I'm well happy. Yeah, I feel like I won the lottery, to be honest with you. Right, so if you are new, this channel is essentially, oh, Happy New Year. This channel is basically me just waffling, moving around. But if you are new, you've got here because of the thumbnail. Now, the thumbnail was supposed to get you here. No, the thumbnail is basically how to fit a dishwasher. Slight disclaimer, this video is not going to be about how to get a dishwasher out of the box, slide it in, put the door on, put the pipes in, all that, an integrated dishwasher. Because there's lots of videos out there telling you how to do that. And also, you've got the dishwasher, which means you've got the instructions. Or, if you bought a second-hand dishwasher, you've got the model number. And you're on the internet now, so just type in the model number and figure it out. This is more about the little quirks that you get within the sort of trade, if you like. I've fitted dozens of kitchens over the years. I've definitely made and fitted over 10 kitchens myself. And this detail's always bugged me. It's something that actually I have corrected, and I commented last year on Tall Carpenter's video, and bless him, he was so like sort of nice about it, because he doesn't know me, he doesn't know that I'm sort of in the trade and I do this sort of thing. He just happened to sort of like, he just accepted it, you know. I sort of like gave him a little, I felt bad really, because he's such a good carpenter, but I just gave him a little tip as to how I fit dishwashers. And that's what I'm going to do now, because I've got this second-hand dishwasher here, which I'm about to get rid of. I've been dying to get rid of it for ages, and I thought before I do it, I'm going to do this little video. I've mounted an old door on it, well, a bit of MDF to replicate a door. I've basically done a little mock-up, just so I can show you, like I say, the two ways to fit an integrated dishwasher. And there's one way, which I just think is, like I say, I've been doing that for years now, and I just think it's the best way. And actually, I can't remember his name. Something handyman, go forth, I don't know, Goxgon hand, I don't know, something handyman anyway. He put a video out the other day, and he even got the instructions out and saw this bit of information, because I've noticed I've started putting on the newer dishwashers, and threw it away. Like, they're even telling you, the manufacturers are even telling you to do it this way now. So I thought I'd just jump on quick before everyone knows it. Right, I'm going to spin you around so you can see what's happening. Okay, right, so I've sort of mocked up this sort of kitchen area. It is very rough and ready, because it's just all using offcuts of board. But basically, that sort of replicates the end panel. That's your plinth line, which is normally around about 50mm back, between 50 and 70mm back. This is a door that goes on the integrated dishwasher. This again would be the side of the next cabinet or an end panel, but I've kept it back a little bit so you can see what's happening. That's your worktop. So your doors are typically 720. And the reason I sort of started doing this is because a lot of my doors, in fact I'll go grab one. Okay, so this is a very dirty, but it's an old door that I made for a kitchen 4 or 5 years ago. Can't actually remember why it didn't get used. But in the meantime, I think it went to the customer's house as a sample for the dishwasher. I can't remember, they put some paint on it to try and pick a colour. Maybe I didn't get it back in time and I remade it, I don't know. But yeah, so it is a standard width, no one measuring the width. It's 742 high. A standard kitchen door is 720. I like to make my cabinet doors, because they're inside a face frame, I don't want the customer to have less space than a standard kitchen, I want to give them more. I'll put a lower plinth on, which is what I was talking about with the Tall Carpenter's video. When I make my kitchens, I do a 4-inch plinth. Providing I can, because it is for services, I always survey the job. And then I'll put a taller cabinet door on, and the face frame obviously makes up the difference. So it's normally the same size cabinet door, but the cabinets end up being bigger. But it just means when you've got an integrated door, 9 times out of 10 you'll keep the face frame on it. So it ends up being taller in this case, as I say, 740. Now that doesn't really matter for this, because I'm just doing a standard arrangement. So for your kitchen at home, it will be more than likely anything between 718 to 730 cabinet door. So you've got your 900 worktop, your 720 normally cabinet door, and then you end up really with a 150, 160 plinth out the box. And the sort of golden, well, the rule is, the standard rule used to be, or when I first started fitting kitchens, it was always dishwashers go on fitted up to the underside of the worktop, and you get some brackets and some bits and bobs, because you know 9 times out of 10 years ago it was all laminate worktop, and you screw up into the worktop, you screw in through the side of the dishwasher. Then you put your plinth on. So you see we've got a end panel where your door will finish flush against. So when you open your door, you see it always catches the plinth. So if you ever fitted one of these, or you're in this situation where it's catching the plinth, what you do, and this is what I'm talking about with the old handyman video. Oh, I've actually got a pencil on me. So what you'd do is, as you'd open your door, you'd see where it'd strike, and we just used a pencil mark along there, and then cut that out, put a bit of tape on it so you don't see the raw edge of the plinth. But what it does mean is that when you stand back, you see a great big gap underneath, and that doesn't always matter, because 9 times out of 10 you're looking at the dishwasher from sort of like from up above, but sometimes there'll be odd houses where you've just got a long view up to the dishwasher, or you could go up steps into the kitchen and you'll just see this whopping great, I mean, it can be anything up to 20 mil gap, and it's always a cutout for the dishwasher. It's never like the whole plinth is just 20 mil low, it's always just a cutout around the dishwasher. And years ago, it always used to bug me. I used to try and do all different sorts of things, like send the plinth back, but you can't because the kitchen legs are on. Maybe reduce the whole plinth. But there is a way, and it just hit me one year, and it's so obvious. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to do a different mock-up of the best way to do it. In fact, I'll whip out the plinth now and show you that, because it might be a bit easier to see. Excuse how dirty that is. But basically, a lot of people will fit these little, build a little platform to sit the dishwasher on, because it's even telling you when you fit the dishwasher that basically you've got to jack the legs up at an absolute maximum to hit the underside of the worktop. So they build these little stages to put them on. Anyway, I'll do the other mock-up now. So picture that in your mind. Okay, so as you can see, I've dropped the dishwasher down as low as it can go. Just to be honest, I have given it a little bit of level, because obviously your floors always, you know, they need a little bit of leveling. So I have lifted it up 10 mil, so it's not as low as it can go. So the gap now is at the top. Okay, so I'll show you how we address that gap in a minute. But basically, you might be right in thinking, or you think you'd be right in thinking that the lower the dishwasher is, the more chance the door is going to hit the plinth. Well, what I've done is, just to exaggerate it, I've cut this plinth now tight to here. Now, most plinths, like as I said, are 150 or 160. It varies on the manufacturer. Most of them are really 150. I've actually cut that. Actually, I've got to cut it too. That's 170. You'll never find a plinth at 170, I don't think. And even if you do, this will work. Look, so when you drop it down, I've exaggerated how much more beneficial it is to do this by putting a larger plinth on. When you open the door, it won't even reach it, because what you're doing is, as soon as you drop the dishwasher unit, you have to lift the door. So then this point here is closer to the knuckle of the dishwasher, and I've fitted, like I said, dozens of dishwashers, and this has never failed me. So the bottom of your door is closer to the knuckle of the dishwasher, so it's throwing it out less, and in this case it's actually stopping short, because I've got it that low down, it's stopping short. So what you have got to do though is you've got to address this at the top. So I normally do that with my kitchens. I do that with solid wood. But if you were fitting the kitchen, like a Howden's or a Wren, you could just use the offcut of a shelf. There's always leftover bits, or an end panel or something. It doesn't take 5 seconds to whack it on some brackets, drop it in there, You have to do the same at the back because it stops the dishwasher from rocking. Remember, I haven't fixed this; they're just wedged in. But yeah, even these being wedged in, it's, you know, there's not one screw in this dishwasher at the moment, and it's still it's solid. So when I make my own kitchens, I actually, as I discussed earlier with this door, so I'll actually throw that on there now. You can see that's a little bit taller than a standard door, as I said. So you'd be thinking, oh yeah, well when you open that, you're now going to hit that. Well, I won't, because if I was to do that and open it, don't forget, my plinth would be cut to this height, not this height. So my plinth would be lower down. And believe it or not, I've never had an instance, I've gone as low as you can go, and I've never had an instance where that door doesn't clear the cutout when you do it this way round. But whenever you lift the unit up as high as you can go, which is just, to me, always seem counterintuitive, because they've even designed it this way. And if they wanted you to lift it up to the underneath of the worktop, bear in mind all kitchens are the same size, why would the feet not be longer? You have to literally get it to the maximum of its feet and then put something underneath it. Some people would go, oh yeah, you might have a different floor, or the floor might be out of level. It's never that much out of level. Yeah, that's the way I do it. So basically, even if I put a taller door on here, I'd have to have a lower plinth, because obviously the rest of the units would be the same height, and when you open it, the door would not be too far away still from the knuckle of that hinge, and it would clear whatever I put on. There it is. Yeah, apologies, that was a little bit sort of ramshackle. Most of my videos are, unfortunately. Although if you're new, don't listen to that. If you're new, go check them all out. They're brilliant. They're amazing. Yeah, basically, I just wanted to get rid of this dishwasher. It's wishwasher. It's dishwasher. Wishwasher. Dishwasher. It's been around for a while, and I just need to get rid of it. So, regular viewers, you'll know that I've been making this last couple of days before Christmas. I started making that porch. That's all completely finished. I've been doing a few hours this week on it, amongst some other bits and bobs. Yeah, everything's machined down there. I've had to change the sill detail, which I'll get into next week. So to look forward to. So if you are new, maybe think about that. Maybe think about checking out some old videos or joining me next week. What else will I be doing next week? I've got 2 wardrobes to start. So all the materials for both are going to come into the workshop on Monday or Tuesday. I guess I'll probably look at fitting that towards the end of the week, subject to weather, which gives me a few days on the wardrobes, getting bits and bobs prepared. Then I can get orders in for drawers, hinges, things like that, or lights or whatever's going in there. Yeah, so basically, if you've got this far, thanks a lot for watching. I hope that was of some interest to you, actually. I think it's an interesting one. I don't think there's that many things in our trade, if you like, that are that interesting, but I think this is one of them, and I think it's one of a few where you get these sort of situations where you just sort of have been doing something the same way forever. So there's not any carpenters in my area that I've ever worked with that have done it the way I do it. They all do it a certain way, even down to the blokes that showed me, to the blokes I've worked with last year. They all do it the same way, and I've always been sort of dismissed when I've suggested there's another way. But that's the way I do it, and it works well. And I've been doing it for a while now. I can't think how long, but I've not come across a dishwasher it doesn't work on. Or maybe I've had to take 5 mil off a plinth. I don't even think I've had to do that. So basically, yeah, I was trying to think when I was doing it, is there anything else like that? There's quite a few things in the industry where you think, why do you supply it like this? Why do you supply it like that? I can't think of any. Wish I could think. Here's a good one. If you think of one, put it in the comments. How about that? That's what I should be doing. That's the sort of stuff I've got to do. Engage you, entice you in. Yeah, basically I can't think of any because it's the end of the day, end of the week. Right, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully new viewers, I'll see you next week. Old viewers, I'll see you next week.